All right, bam, we're live. All right, welcome back. So, as we discussed, we're doing the bonus content now. All right, so hopefully many of you, let me start sharing my screen, working off of a single screen tonight in here. All right. So again, we've been doing this I've been doing this 30-day AI prompt challenge, right, for remodelers, where every day I share a new prompt, and it's been going really well. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback, and I know this is helping a lot of people, and a lot of good questions have been coming up. So we have decided to extend that, right? And now I'm into this is day 32. So let's get into it. This is a good one. This one we're going to get into how guys can use Canva if you haven't already. So give me a second. This thing is not scrolling real well. All right. But yeah, it's definitely excited to have you guys, and glad this content is working. And it's amazing, right, what all you can do. All right, so here we are. So we're in the bonus now, and marketing, right? And I get it. Like, a lot of guys will say, but word of mouth is the best. And word of mouth is the best, right? Word of mouth are usually laydowns, right? And what I mean by that is you get a good referral and it's word of mouth. You go out and generally you sell it no trouble. Now, the issue is when you want to start learning to and growing and scaling. Any business that's going to scale has to be able to do good word of mouth and has to be able to attract from a marketing standpoint, because you have to be able to turn on the marketing to grow the business. So you're going to want to learn how to get good at doing ads and advertising, marketing, and selling. All right? It's just the nature of the beast. Now, a lot of guys will say that they have a lot of problems with clients that aren't direct referrals. And the reason that happens is you're not often targeting the correct people, nor are your sales skills up high enough to help you filter and work through. So that's why you struggle. All right. So again, it's all part of a process. Tonight, we're not going to focus on all that. We're just going to focus on how you can make a good ad that you can use for something like, let's say, Facebook. All right. So understand that in this situation, I get it. Most of you guys aren't going to have like an in-house ad designer, and you can do nice ads that are appealing and will get attention nowadays by using AI. Okay. And the average person can easily do this. For those of you that have teenage children, they can do this for you. They might be more comfortable than you, but you can easily get through this. If you haven't used Canva, I'm going to show it to you tonight. Canva is really amazing. It has totally transformed the way most people go about doing their digital presentation materials. So I'm by no means am I an expert. No, I utilize Canva constantly. I'm very familiar with certain aspects of it, but it is changing all the time, and there's a lot of things in Canva that I'm still learning and I'm not aware of. So I'll just share the platform with you. But again, by no means am I trying to say I'm an expert in Canva. So, but what Canva does have is some AI tools, something they call Magic Write, Magic Design, and you can create really nice, like, before and after project showcases. You can create your flyers, social media posts, infographics, visual tips. So if you haven't done so already, you should have a digital design binder where it walks through the average prospect and tells them all about your company and your history. It's sort of like a digital website, right? A brochure. And what's nice about putting it in Canva is it's a web-based platform, and so it's digital. It's got cloud storage, so your files are always up there, and then you can download and create PDFs. You can make video. It's multifaceted, as they would say. All right. So again, this magic right can help you within a few minutes take your ideas and make you look like you're a good designer. So let's see this. Imagine this, right? You've just finished this nice bathroom remodel, and instead of struggling to write like a caption and fumbling through the layout tools, Canva can actually help you write a good content and copy and come up with a design. And then all you have to do is import some photos, and then boom, you can download that and share it in Facebook or Instagram, whatever you prefer, maybe both. And within a relatively short period of time, you have a good looking ad that will help present and show your company in a positive light. So here's the prompt that you can work off of. All right, so you'll say, I'm making a Facebook post to showcase a recent bathroom model. You're going to use Canva's magic right to generate the text for the post caption, and it should start with an attention grabber, right? Maybe an emoji or a headline like transformation alert, and then there's going to be maybe 2 to 3 sentences describing the renovation, the highlights, and then, boom, we turned a cramped bath into like this spa-like retreat with marble finishes and a walk-in shower, right? And then you're end with a question or call to action. So what do you think of this makeover? Or, ready to upgrade your bathroom? Let's talk. So remember, you want to keep your tone excited and proud to match the stunning before after photos that'll be posted. And as a tip, don't overthink any of this stuff. Just document and then publish. Get it out there, right? Or polish, rather. So when you already have the content, and what I mean by that is you have your work, you just need a way to present it in a nice professional manner. So with all that being said, let's jump into Canva. So you can see, I want to show you this real quick. So here's Canva. And what I do is, this is how I've created the 30-day challenge video, right? So what you can see here, that's a text box. That's a text box, right? This is an image here, more text. This is a block, right? And there's things where I can do transparencies. See that? If you see the area that's highlighted in purple, right? And if you ever make a mistake, they have this back button, so you just click here and it puts you right back where you were. But anyhow, so I use Canva consistently, and I want to show you one thing that if you don't have this, by the way, you reach out to me directly and I will set you up with this. I created this years ago. This is called the Consumer's Guide to Home Remodeling. So I wrote a book for homeowners. And what our company does is we provide this to the homeowner, to anyone that calls in and is interested in pursuing or seeing if they might want to do a remodel with our company. And this book, this guide, has been written specifically to educate the homeowner to the remodeling process. And what it does is it guides homeowners towards what I would say is a more professional remodel. And that is where our company excels. So we're putting ourselves in a light that is positive. And this is powerful. If you guys ever know the story about how toothpaste and brushing teeth and mouthwash all came about, I mean, somebody went out and created the problem and told people that they need to learn how to brush their teeth. And they created a marketing campaign to tell them, like, this is the toothpaste that you should purchase. Does that make sense? Like, the company educated the consumer, this is your problem. And then, oh, by the way, here's how you solve it. You buy our product. So imagine this, like, as a remodeler, the homeowner's issue is they need something in their house repaired, right? This is like next level stuff. So what you're doing is you're helping the homeowner ascertain how to go about getting a good remodeler, and the steps and the things that you're highlighting happen to just be all the things that your company does really well. So if the homeowner uses your guide as their checklist, then if they compare your company to like 3 or 4 other companies for their remodel, you should, in theory, come out on top if you're on your A game. Now, there are other smart remodelers out there. Generally, these are guys that have been in business like 10 or 15 years. They're probably doing a couple million a year. They have a team, right? And they've come up with some of these ideas. Whereas the average guy who's working by himself or been in business like 3 or 5 years, he doesn't have anything like this. So this is an easy way for you to separate. So anyway, it might be hard for you to read. Let me see if I can. But what this guide does is we tell homeowners how to avoid the 4 most common remodeling ripoffs and the 6 costly misconceptions, lawsuits. That's a big one. Okay, homeowners don't want to get involved in lawsuits, and they can do their own research. But what you'll find, especially in America, the majority of disputes between homeowners and contractors, you can track it back, and the ones that are honest will let you know that it almost always defaults to the homeowner making a unique decision, and that is they went with a cheaper contractor. They often were presented with other options, but they chose cheap, and then that's what landed them into this problem, and now that's what got them to where there's a lawsuit. You very rarely come across a homeowner that hired a high-end professional remodeling company and ended up in a lawsuit. It just doesn't happen. Okay, as nearly as common as the other one. So anyway, it tells them who to hire. So we have a little letter in here, and here's our guide, right? Things that they want to do to rule it, and we give them a story, right? Let them know the pricing, the bait and switch. We let them know about how many, the tactics that a lot of low end, like Chuck and the Truck guys, right, try to lure. And this is a good story to share with customers. And I break this down for them. I say, Mr. Miss Smith, have you ever remodeled before? Are you familiar with what contractors like? I was like, you got to understand, they're a professional bait and switch artists out here. And they have a lure for what they're fishing for you as a client. You're the fish, right? And their bait is the low priced bid. And they know that when they dangle this low priced bid, you just can't resist, because they realize that you're not sure what you're even purchasing, and it's hard for you to ascertain one contractor from another. So they know you'll bite on low price, and that's why they dangle it out in front of you. And then once you're hooked, game over, right? You're going down a bad road. So we give homeowner all this information up front. It's written, and there's real stories in here about lawsuits and misconceptions. And this is an extensive guide. It's 44 pages. Okay, it walks them through, like if they want to look at a handyman, a subcontractor, the actual home improvement, home remodeler, right? Maybe they want to go to what they understand more as the general contractor, right? The 8 mistakes that they should avoid. So this is an extensive guide, and the homeowners that will read this, they end up valuing a lot of this content, and they'll be very thankful that you provided it to them. We talk about the value of price and importance. Do they want a quality home remodel they can be proud of? We talk about guarantees, 4 steps to a successful home remodel. So again, you got to remember this. You guys that are in the remodeling industry, you remodel every day, day in, day out. You know the things that you look for and what homeowners should look for, but they have a hard time hearing it from you. Homeowners, the ones that never or very rarely ever remodel, they don't understand what they're doing. They don't know what they're getting into often. So they need a guide like this, and it's easier for them to digest the content when it comes in the form of a guide, as opposed to if you're just telling it to them. All right, so with that said, let's go back to the original content here. We're going to get into a bathroom remodel showcase on Facebook, right? So what I've done is, let's see if I can do it this way. So when you come into Canva, you'll see a create. So Canva AI down on the left side right here. And this is what ends up showing up, right? So what I did was I typed in bathroom remodeler showcase, and I put, I'm making a Facebook post to showcase, right? And when I hit enter, these are the results that it gave me. I mean, this is, so all you have to do now, I mean, these are your potential ads. They're done. You just have to submit your images in here. Okay. So let's pick one. Let's say, it doesn't really matter. Transformation alert. Let's do this one here. Boom. So all you guys would need to do now is maybe put in your photo, and then we could add, so you have this here, like we can use the Canva editor. Okay, so now we have our ad, and over here we can add text, right? So we'll do bits of content. We'll put, hey, contact Joe's remodeling today for your transformation. right? And then we put your phone number. And we put your, Joe's remodeling.com. We put your web address. Boom. Now we can pop that. So maybe we move this up to here. We bring this down here to make that a little bit smaller. And we can, different ways to do it. One of the things I like to do is I like to use these boxes, shapes. So I like to drop that, and I like to do a shadow behind it. Like this, we drop that in there. Now, right now I'm using the mouse pad on my laptop. I prefer to work with an external mouse, but right now I'm not using that while I'm out here on my screened-in porch. So anyhow, just working off. But it's easier if you have a nice office setup. So let's put it as a, let's try darker gray. And we'll make this text. So when one thing is laid on top of another, you use layers. So over here, so I want this text. So I highlight the text. And then when I highlight it, I can then go in, change the color. Boom. Right? So now I got that. I put that there. And I want to make that bold. I'm having bold. There we go. And I can go back to this and tighten that up a little bit. And let's say I'm not, maybe I don't like that color. Maybe I want to try to make it stick out more. I could try a darker color, right? I can do black, and then I can change the transparency. And then see, now I can pick any shade in the spectrum that I want. Maybe I want something just like that. So, and I can even take that out if it's going to be on Facebook. So I get rid of all that. I get rid of that. And I mean, here can be my ad. And then in the comment in Facebook, I can put that. So, I mean, if you watch what just happened, so I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to undo all the things I've done. Watch. And watch, you see how fast. Let's see if it takes us back. So, yeah, so here's this one. So, this. So I'm going to go back and grab that prompt. I'll do this one more time, and then that's going to be it for tonight. Here's the prompt that I used. All right, so I came up with this prompt in ChatGPT. Damn it. I'm not a big fan of these trackpad mouses because when you get, all right, boom, copy. Boom. So I see that's the power of a prompt. When you have a good prompt, you put it in here. I mean, this Canva AI is generating our bath images. I mean, here's our post within what, 30 seconds? Let's say you like this one. Now, what's cool, once I select and I say use Canva editor, what if your company colors are like red, right? So watch, you can, let me see if I can get layers. All right, we're gonna, what we could do is, it's a little more complicated than I want to get into tonight, but I can create a circle in my elements, right? So I can go here, I can grab a circle. I can make that circle red. let's say this is my company color. And then I can enlarge, I can put that circle here, right? So, I mean, I can change the color. If your company, if you use blues, pink, see, I mean, you can, whatever your company color is, if you want, you can, and then like I can change this text to white. Yeah, I mean, so there's my, and if you have your own image, there's a place where you can do uploads, right? And then you can upload your own file. So you can put your image in the background. You can do what's called background remover. And we can then pop your image in the background over, all right? And so anyway, hopefully this has been helpful for you. And I would be happy to, if any of you have questions of how to do something like this. If you want help specifically with Canva, all you'd have to do is reach out and I can show you more things within Canva that you can do. But any thing that you'll need for your company, you don't have to hire designers now. You can have it created in Canva within a matter of minutes. Now, I do have a paid account in Canva, but when I first started in Canva, I didn't. I used the free account, and the free account does well. All right. So anyway, that's it, guys. I appreciate you tuning in for day 32 of the AI Prompt Challenge. And done you. AI a day will keep the doctor away, as they say. All right, we'll be back. So have a good one. And please go into the Remodeling Academy's YouTube channel. And then under playlists, you'll see what's called workshops. And then every day that we've done a live on an AI prompt, you can catch any of the videos in there. And remember, for 30 days, I walk you through everything that you need to run a remodeling business in the 6 disciplines we get into within the Remodeling Academy that a successful remodeler, right, is going to need to grow and scale their business. So all that content's there, and it just walks you through step by step by step. You just learn 1 prompt a day. And at the end of 30 days, you've learned 30 new prompts that you can put into any AI machine. All right. So I appreciate y'all being here and have a good one.